All right, so are we good for a countdown? We got some more donations or something. Okay, yeah. Perfect. All right, yeah, let's get it going. So on three, two, one, go. All right, so this is again Mickey Mania, the timeless adventures of Mickey Mouse. We are playing on easy mode, and we start with 4 lives. The speed run doesn't matter which difficulty that you actually play on, as well as how many lives you start off with. You can make it harder on you if you want to, but I advise to start with the max lives that we can. We are going to do some death abuses and some damage abuses that'll help. This game has a lot of different versions, actually. I can't remember. I think there's like 4 or 5. I don't want to misquote myself, but I know there's this. We are on the Sega Genesis. There's also a version on the SNES, and there's also a version on the PS1. And I think there's like another console that's on as well. The games are actually widely different from what you can do. On the Super Nintendo version, you can actually level wrap in almost every single level. So in this world itself, where we saw Steamboat Willie, like the level can end right there. But on the Genesis, we're playing through at least the entire game itself. Right there, as I jump off, I get a free life, and then I throw one of my items. That allows me to skip the stumble animation that we're gonna have. And we're already onto the first boss. So we're gonna throw it to the bottom wheel. We jump up, hit 3 more on top. Same thing on the bottom here. It syncs up perfectly, and that's the first level. So not a bad one there. All right, so now we're going to Mad Doctor. I think this is actually like my least favorite stage of the game. It's one of the longer stages that we actually have. Skeletons jump from the ceiling, they blow up. Certain ones blow up, certain ones don't. So we're going to most likely take a death here. We'll wait to the next room. Never mind, I'm kidding. We'll take it right here. We want a death to have full health going in the next room anyways. So either dying here or dying at the very start. All these fireworks, they actually give you a checkpoint. When you get a firework, you start at where you had died, or the last time you touched the ground. So if you don't get a firework in a section, you actually have to do the entire section over again. So this area is nice where it starts right off the beginning. These fire hitboxes are actually super jank as well. They're only up when they hit the ground, so you can actually jump through the fire as it is. Did I get the jump? I did. We jump over those things, get another 1 up, so we're back to 5 lives. So that's why taking a death there isn't super important in this section 2 there. Okay, now we're going to the tower. So now we're just going to jump on some bats. Try not to get crushed by some barrels. Taking that hit in that last section is also not bad because we're going to get 2 stars here. The one interesting about this game that to me I haven't seen from a lot of that time is that your health actually carries over. So it's not when you beat the game you get like a health refill or each stage. Your health stays the same no matter where you go between sections of the level or the actual, beating the level itself. So we're making our way to our last section down the tower here. Dodge 1 more barrel. And we're into like the basement section of the game of Mad Doctor. So it's similar to like that second section. We're gonna go through here, blow up some skeletons. Hopefully we can get some good movement here. This section is actually really cool when it's done properly. If you miss kind of one little movement, then it can actually throw everything off. But taking 2 hits isn't too bad. We hit that skeleton right before the firework blows up as well. That allows us to kind of overload the screen with sprites, and then the firework kind of takes away the skeleton bone so we can walk straight through. So small optimization there. This is just an elevator section. The skeletons jump on top, spins his head off, and then we do it like I think 3 more times. So each section has 2 or 3 skeletons on the side. You blow them up, then they land on top, spins his head, rinse and repeat. The bone pattern is exactly the same each time. You stand in the middle, not going to take damage. Skeletons will alternate side to side, and our last skeleton's here. I'm going to wait because I don't want to take an extra hit here that I don't have to. You can go a little bit faster there, but we're playing a little safe. Now we gotta make a potion. We're in the last room of Mad Doctor. We're going to basically the only, don't want to say the only boss fight, because we do have a final boss that we're gonna have to fight at the end. But this is the only boss fight technically in any level outside of the final level. Okay. Having 1 health isn't too bad. This boss is actually kind of challenging from like a pattern standpoint. So there's a potential that we die, and if we die, we have to do this entire room again. So let's hope that we get some good movement here. We do get life on top, so we're gonna hit him first. It's 9 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, cool. And we entered with more health. We left with more health than we had. Now, essentially what we want to do is we want to jump on his head on hit number 9. This allows us to get our momentum forward instead of going back. But again, currently I'm just trying to maintain as much health as I can. This game, we're taking some more marathon safe strats because there's a good possibility that you could actually game over in the last level. Let me tell you about how game over works real quick. A game over just restarts you at the beginning of the actual stage. So a lot of times in my runs, I think my PB has it, is I actually game over in the last level intentionally, like at the very beginning, so I can get a fresh refill of life to, you know, increase more damage boost and stuff like that. If we're good on life, I actually won't do that. So it'll essentially speed up the run. But that requires us to have as much health as we can throughout the run and not take any unintentional deaths. And I think we made it through here pretty cleanly. Very cool. So that whole level is just the moose is chasing us. Now, I don't think you'd call this a boss fight because we actually don't fight the guy. Now we're running from a moose. This is an auto-scroller. So the entire concept of this level is to grab these apples and avoid these rocks. The apples give you energy and the rocks make you stumble. So if we can avoid stumbling, the moose can't catch up. And if we have to collect the apples, it helps us run faster. If we miss a few apples in a row, then we'll actually start slowing down and the moose catches us, and then essentially he just runs us over, kills us, whatever it is, and we have to start the level over again. The apples are in the exact same spot every single time, same thing with the rocks. So I should know where they're at by now, but there's a chance I'm gonna miss an apple here or there, which isn't a big deal. I just don't want to stumble. I've stumbled in my last 2 or 3 attempts that I've had, so let's see if we can get through this here. Also, water will slow you down, so you're gonna see me jump over water each time I do this here. I'm gonna run through a little bit at the end to make sure I get the apple. I don't want to jump over the apple like I did there. Last section here, 1 more apple, and that's the moose hunters. So a pretty quick level. It's a nice little kind of in between intermediate level. Lonesome Ghost is actually pretty difficult, but it's a fun level. It's grown on me more and more I play it. We're gonna go for a big jump here, and we missed it. That's fine. So if it scrolls up right there is a 1-up. I would rather have that 1-up because then I could die at the beginning of the stage and I'm still at 5. I'm at 5, you know, lives with full health versus now 5 lives with 1 health. So we're gonna actually play this. I'm trying to think how I want to play this. Taking a hit there. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting here. There's a good possibility of us dying right here. So we will see how this works. I got hit by his backswing. Okay, so we just gotta do a little section there again. Not a big time loss. So sometimes these ghosts, they can hit you on the backswing, they can hit you on the front swing, whatever it is. So I just clipped his back of his sprite there. Okay. And now we're gonna go for the faster strat. Never mind, just kidding. So you can actually take this and go up, straight up there, instead of having to go around. Small optimization of this area, but where we had missed it and we were low on health last time. See, that time we didn't take damage there. We're gonna go up here, we're gonna grab a safety star right here. Not too much out of the way. Okay. You can't walk up those sections when they drop. when they drop, so you have automatically get slid down. So it's better to kind of activate as soon as you can. And can we make this little global cycle here? We made it. Okay. We will now stutter at the very, very top of the screen here to make sure we don't get hit by the last guy. Let's hope. I didn't stutter long enough. Okay. So this is my least favorite stage of the game, or was when I was learning this game. This just area is brutal. We're going to take it a little slower just so I can maintain some health here. We don't want to die at the very end of this. Then we have to redo this whole water section again. So if you fall off of your water platforms here, your barrels, you take damage in the water, or you can get hit by the ghosts. We want to have actually no health there. That's a good setup for it. We want to make sure we jump over this guy, so let's hope we can avoid him here. It's a tough jump. We got a little turn back. Okay. So here's our first really intentional death. Kind of second one, I guess. So we intentionally die there to speed boost this. Now, if you just do a small jump, you can actually jump on this. So from looking to the left, I will jump over the hat to avoid taking that hit. I will take just 2 hits. And we just basically walk the whole section. That section's designed for you to stop each time a ghost comes out, jump over the ghost, and all that kind of stuff. Well, we just walk right through it. We don't got time to just kind of hang around right there. So what I'm thinking where we're at on where I didn't get the extra life so far, we may take an intentional game over in the last level. So that was Lonesome Ghost. So not a terrible section there. Now we're doing Mickey and the Beanstalk. So I'm hoping we don't take any hits here. We'll just see how this level goes, because this level has some deaths that I can avoid. It's a little bit slower sometimes to take a safer route, but I could also not die. So just kind of see what we're going to do here. We're going to go for this, and we missed it. You can jump on top of that butterfly, and you avoid this entire section here. So another small optimization that you can do. I don't want to spend too much time there and stuff like that, because you could actually die, then you have to redo that first section again, which is not incredibly long, but anytime you got to go back and just re-walk around, you just don't want to do that because there's no firework there yet. So we have the fireworks, so if we die, we just start at the beginning of that section there. That's fine, because he's going to go back over my head. And we just walk down here, so we're good. So that's the first part of the beanstalk. So now we're going to go underground. We are going to... I'm going to kill myself here. This is fine. There's no firework here, so I don't want to die later on in the level just in case. I'm prone to take a little bit of damage. See, even something like right there. There's baby termites falling down. If you're in the right spot, you won't actually get hit by the termites. As so here, they fall off, and they're right down the middle. They split. So we're going to try to do the same thing here. We jump up the hill to go a little bit faster. We got to press this button because there was a platform that we walked over. So we got to walk our way back. Then we got to go down here. And this spot absolutely scared me to death when I was a kid. I absolutely hated this when I was a kid right here. We're going to... Oh, there's a giant spider. But all we got to do is jump on top of our little ladybug friend and peace out. So now we got to climb up part of the beanstalk here. So I'm actually in between I think for marathon safe strats, I am still going to death abuse here a few times. I had a run yesterday that I had only died one time in the final stage. Doesn't happen very often. And if I were to game over in the final stage, you have to redo the whole thing. Come on, get up here. So we're trying to... That didn't work. I wanted to die there anyway, so it's not a big deal. I was trying to damage reduce a little bit. We're just going to jump right through the butterflies and get top of the rope. Okay. So with that death there and not in this next room, we will take a couple of intentional deaths here. We want to make sure we get the firework first before we die, just in case. So we're going to, instead of sliding this butterfly can move to the right and you jump on it from there. Skips that process of doing that there. We're going to die here now. Okay. So now we're at 0 lives. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go and take a couple hits here. And walk the rest of the level, which ends right here. As Jack is on the bottle of whatever. And we're moving to the last stage, the Prince and the Pauper. This is the longest stage of them all here. So normally you play this, normally we take this box and move to the left. Well, we're going to game over real fast. So we're going to get headshotted twice. Game over. Totally fine. Now we have a full set of lives. So it makes the last section significantly safer. There's still potential possibility of game over, and if I miss a couple jumps here or there, because there's some pits that you can fall into. But this makes this, again, a lot safer to where if you had like 2 lives, then you're kind of pushing it. And we missed the jump, so we didn't get enough momentum there. So this first section, we're just on our chandeliers here. Come on, Mickey. We're going to go one extra one just to make sure we don't miss it again. Because missing these jumps is a bigger loss just because you got to go back and redo the jumps again anyways. So might as well get them. I probably could have made that, but we're going to do this here. So now we're going to the library. We'll turn on the light. And we have all of these guards here. I'm going to kill these guards, though. It makes it easier. You can actually do this section without killing the guards. Come on, guard. That's actually very, very precise platforming with these damage boosts. So instead of potentially taking a lot more damage than we should, we're just going to go ahead and do that. Jumping over. We're going to jump right here over this guy's head. Make our way down the stairs. And now we're going to find our first guy. I don't normally take damage there. Oh, okay. That was very interesting. He was going to throw a knife at me? Okay. That hit, I don't normally take a damage there, so I was kind of confused. So hopefully we get this. So we want to get this without taking any damage until the very end. Okay. All right. We're going to avoid all the fire, otherwise we have to do that again. Got the firework. Death abuse here. Full health going to the next section. Okay. So this game has a lot of those mechanics. A big reason I do enjoy this game is that there is no RNG. So it's all about me hitting my jumps that you have to hit and stuff like that. So it's very, very fun. It's very precise. There's a lot of tight little windows that you can make. So let's hope we make this jump up here and we don't drown. Okay. So the reason we die there is we normally take at least 1 to 2 hits here anyways before we finish. So might as well, instead of having, no hits to play with, we can just kind of walk through a few sections here. Rather platforms. Platforms, again, are always the same. Those spikes are the same. We want to be all the way to the right to despawn. The guy throws the knife, he comes back. I'm taking more hits than I want to take right now. Being a little careless. Alright, firework is coming up, so we are good. Okay. We're going to slide down these hills here. Hopefully we can do this damageless. It's cool when this is done damageless. It's very, very hard, and then I get hit in his head. There's a lot of stuff going on. So really, that wasn't a bad section there. Walls are closing in. You just got to go and run the opposite direction off the platforms here. All right, now we're about to find the prince. So we're going, basically, this is the dungeon. I don't know what those things really are. It's the one time you ever see them in the game. We got to push our rock onto this button. Make sure we delay long enough on these platforms so we have time to actually jump over. And there's our prince. We get to the right to wait for the cutscene to activate, or like the text box there. Now we have 2 more rooms and we have a boss fight. So we want to hit our jumps here. I tend to die here more than I should. I'll miss a jump every now and then. If you miss a jump, you can't go back up because these platforms break. If you fall down, there's no way back up to where you're at. What we're going to try to do here is we're actually going to try to do this section with 2 health if I don't take a hit. That is coming up here. Okay. So now we're like in the escape sequence. We're like Battletoads, Metroid, whatever you want to call it. Fire's coming up. We got to get to the top. Alright, I'm at no health here, so there's a good chance that I will die. It'd be cool if I don't. I got sniped in the head a little early. Alright, now we have full health, so we should be good. Mine is missing a jump. We shouldn't die now. Alright, so we're back to where we just were. And this is a big section why I like to have full health going in here. We don't know whatever happens here. Alright, almost 2 guys left. And we get 3 hearts. 3 stars. So we're good. There's our firework. You can't actually make that chain the first section. We can actually jump right next to the arrow guy and not get hit. Now the guys that throw the knives, you can't get hit. Yeah. So we're just swinging. Last little bit of platforming before the final boss. We dodged that dagger pretty cool. Alright, and final boss room. We must face the biggest, baddest person of them all. And when they mean biggest, they mean biggest. Of course, it's Pete. Pete has 2 cycles. First cycle, or first phase, I should say, is this section here. He just kind of jumps over you. He's body slams. I don't even know what they have. This cart with daggers on it or spikes on it. He jumps on it. He jumps the same spot every single time. You just walk past him, do it again. I think it's 5 hits. And then we're going to go to phase 2 here in a second. The stars also fall in the same spot every single time. We got 1 more hit here. Put it right in the middle. And he hits us here. So now these stars fall on angles. You can't hit this lever the first time. We're down to 5 or 6 hits left again. I always forget count. So the stars fall in the same spot. Boom, hit him in the face. And rinse and repeat this again. Certain spots you can lay on the ground that you can avoid, so that specific line, just like here, if I'm far enough to the right, a star won't hit me if I'm laying down, but the dagger will. And if I'm right here, it shouldn't hit me as well. All right, we got 2 more hits, and time will be on the second hit. All right, the last hit is coming up. And once we hit this, and time. There we go. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Well done, Mickey. And this whole thing has like, did you find this other stuff? Watch out for the cartoon that's coming soon. And that's Mickey Mania. If any of you guys have questions about the game or interest in the run, you can reach out to either me on Discord, or the world record holder is currently Dagron. He's like pushed this game a ton. So like he knows a lot more about this game than I do. I just kind of run it for fun. I haven't taken it like to the levels of super optimizations, but it's a very, very fun game, and a lot of people will run to the different categories. So yeah, good times. Okay, that sounds good. Perfect.
All right, everybody, we are finishing up the setup for Sonic 3D Blast next. I'm just here once again to inform you that we are raising money for Save the Children, and that Save the Children are an international organization that promotes childhood rights in 120 different countries across the world. They have been working for over 100 years towards their goals, and they are continually taking care of children across the world right now during the COVID-19 crisis. Just some things that your donations can support. Every $30 we get can stock early childhood programs in the US with markers, crayons, puzzles, construction paper, books, and provide children with the tools they need to start strong. $35 can help secure healthcare, safe shelter, and legal services for a survivor of gender-based violence. And just $50 can supply a home water filter so children can spend their days in school, not spending them walking several miles to fetch water. So things like that are what Save the Children work towards and donate towards, and what you as a donator and viewer can help us achieve for them. So thanks so much for everyone who has donated thus far, and if you haven't donated yet, hopefully that'll incentivize you to help us reach a little bit more money just so we can ensure children are getting what they need.
Childhood should be a time when our nation's youngest citizens build their foundation to develop to their full potential. In rural America, many children lack daily opportunities to learn, have nutritious food, and access to healthcare. And these challenges are now magnified by the effects of the coronavirus pandemic. As part of its annual childhood report, Save the Children has created the first ever ranking of U.S. counties, highlighting how well they protect and provide for children. In McDowell County, West Virginia, families are isolated and without resources, struggling to provide kids the childhoods they deserve.
There's not a pediatrician here in the county, and so when a child is sick, oftentimes families have to make a choice if they have gas money to be able to take their child to see that pediatrician, if they need to stay and work instead.
If you have a sick child, the last thing you want to have to do is drive 2 hours to be able to see the doctor and 2 hours home. To me, that's probably one of the biggest challenges in this county.
We worry about her than we do ourselves. We make sure she gets fed before we do.
Our early childhood coordinator that we have here in McDowell County also work directly with the families to connect them with community resources.
Sometimes it's church across the road, they give out food. When they give out food, I go right over and get a box.
Where a child is born or where they grow up shouldn't determine their future. To make things better for children and for our shared future, we must all come together. Save the Children provides early childhood education services in communities across the country that seek to address children's social and emotional growth as well as improve their educational achievement. Compassionate individuals like you can make a difference by supporting our efforts to help our nation's most marginalized children.
If somebody doesn't see that these children are struggling and pick them up and give them the assistance or be a good role model for them, then they are going to be left behind.